Major breaking news. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk shot and killed at an event in Utah.
CEO and co-founder of Turning Point USA.
Conservative activist.
Prominent right-wing activist.
Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University.
Horrendous news that Charlie Kirk has passed.
That Charlie Kirk has passed away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Fuck. News.
Gunned down in front of a crowd at Utah Valley University. The state's governor calling it a political assassination.
Charlie Kirk has been assassinated.
Authorities saying only one shot was fired, striking Kirk in the neck.
Where you can oh, he's dead. Oh my God, he's definitely dead. Oh my God, I can't believe I just saw that. Oh my God.
President Donald Trump just posting on his social media platform news that Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, has died.
Charles James Kirk on the 14th of October, 1993. Charlie Kirk was a monumental figure in the conservative movement.
You don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself, not about the other people.
If you hadn't heard about him before, you definitely have now. We're not going to be going over his entire life story, one 10-minute Wikipedia read, and you can find out all you want to know. What I want to focus on is the narrative that Charlie was simply a political activist that loved to have good faith debates.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
Unfortunately, that is not the case. Charlie wasn't just some guy with a mic. He was a paid propagandist. I want to clarify that what happened to Charlie was reprehensible, and we should always condemn any human being stripped of their life and of their dignity. Unfortunately, death does not absolve us of our sins, and we have to be willing to look at someone's life objectively and honestly, regardless of our personal associations. It's important that we have these conversations. We must have the ability to dig deeper than whatever message the status quo is feeding us. My heart goes out to his family. Absolutely no child should have to grow up without one of their parents, just like no parent should have to live their life unable to see their child grow up.
I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty.
And dare I say, a throbbing middle finger to God is the transgender thing happening in America right now.
By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals. It should be public, it should be quick, it should be televised.
Of course you should be able to use whips against foreigners that are coming into your country.
Yeah, the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon.
And I'm not allowed to say that this guy's not an American. I'm sorry, he's not an American. With these blacks trying to go rob her, happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people.
And in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black.
Defending itself, but why can't America defend itself the same way Israel defended itself?
Why do I say that Charlie was a propagandist? Well, by the very definition of it, he was. But we also need to take a step back and visualize how conservative media and the Republican Party work together to push certain narratives. Let's just use immigration as an example. Right-wing media and the administration are intertwined to the point that we have celebrities in top governmental positions. We have a former Fox News host, Pete Hegseth, as the Secretary of Defense
on New Year's Eve. Gunner got it.
Another former Fox News personality, Tulsi Gabbard, is the Director of National Intelligence.
Were you using your private phone or a public phone for the Signal discussions?
And far-right conspiracy theorist and professional Botox dissuader, Laura Loomer, is a personal advisor to the president.
Look, I know that Kamala Harris sucked dick to get where she is today, okay? And
he's taking credit for getting top National Security Council officials fired. Laura Loomer is also just An absolute wacko.
I'm not even going to repeat the things that they're saying about me because, well, it's just honestly the most disgusting shit I've heard in my life.
He called me crazy, but what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me.
I think Laura Loomer is a very nice person. I've known her for a long time. And, personally, I think she's a patriot.
Charlie himself was crucial in getting the youth, particularly young men, to adopt more right-leaning views.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
We
and stuff
may
like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad,
the show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
I don't use that clip to try and say that Charlie was a fascist, but he did say some fascist-shaped things. And while fascism is notoriously hard to define, let's look to a video made by the Department of War in 1947 to see what they thought fascism looked like. And we can cross-examine to see if Charlie ever said anything similar.
Now, friends, I'm just an average American, but I'm an American.
And I'm not allowed to say that this guy's not an American. I'm sorry, he's not an American.
And some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil.
Not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school.
I see Negroes holding jobs that belong to me and you.
Those of you that are looking for a job, you should not have to compete against a foreigner for your job.
These are your enemies. These are the people who are trying to take over our country. Now you know them. You know what they stand for. And it's up to you and me to fight them.
The battle is coming to the West. And the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life.
And I tell you, friends, we'll never be able to call this country our own until it's a country without.
This isn't me trying to persuade you to hate Charlie Kirk. I'm simply showing the parallels between his rhetoric and a very dangerous playbook that spells out nothing good for our future. And we can't overlook what he did in his life just because he had a family or because he claimed to be a Christian. I don't blame anyone for being upset about his passing. It's only logical that you, if you also identify as white or as a Christian, it feels like a personal attack on you and your faith. But the Christ I know wouldn't make fun of the Holocaust going on in Gaza. He wouldn't sow division. He would welcome the foreigner, feed the hungry, and heal the sick. It also doesn't help that most of us saw that horrific video. But we also need to realize that that level of violence is something Charlie justified. That level of violence is what our children experience in the hallways of their schools. It's what those in countries abroad experience when America decides to destabilize their countries in pursuit of corporate interests. That violence should make you sick, but you should feel the same level of indignation when it happens to anyone. His death, unfortunately, is now being used to manufacture consent for even more authoritarianism. I'll play another clip from the previous video that I think sums it up pretty good.
In this country, we have no other people. We are American people. And I have seen what this kind of talk can do. I saw it in Berlin. I heard the same words we have heard today. But I was a fool then. I thought Nazis were crazy people, stupid fanatics. But unfortunately, it was not so. You see, they knew that they were not strong enough to conquer a unified country. So they split Germany into small groups. They used prejudice as a practical weapon to cripple the nation. We human beings are not born with prejudices. Always they are made for us, made by someone who wants something. Remember that when you hear this kind of talk. Somebody is going to get something out of it, and it isn't going to be you.
Those in power do not care about you. They wouldn't blink twice at the suffering that any of us experience. Their only goal is to keep us divided so we don't threaten their endless exploitation and accumulation of wealth. The only thing that keeps them awake at night is the thought of a united working class. It's the idea that we the people, the ones who build all the roads, teach all the schools, staff all the hospitals, and produce all the energy and food, finally decide that the government should serve our interest and not the interests of the elite. That's why they'll continue to push culture war after culture war, hoping we never decide to fight a class war. We cannot fall for it. I implore you to go out and organize with your community, to build solidarity, to show them that we refuse to be divided. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or independent. We all have infinitely more in common with each other than we ever will with those that are selling out our futures. We have an entire world to win.